if you let the public call it, you lost. And I don't think he wants to leave it up for people to make that decision. I think he wants to take matters into his own hands. Either win or go down with the ship with the whole home burning.
Yeah. And you can't say this is over the line now. That's why I'm not replying. Because you did that the last time. And the line went, no disrespect to 40. I hope your health is great. But dog, this is a way crazier line than mocking MS.
But that was y'all that said y'all felt like he was waving the white flag on the Hard Part 6. Because I never felt like...
I didn't think that.
I felt like y'all said that Monday.
No,
I felt like he said that in so many words.
Yeah, a few people, that was the theory because he said, you can go ahead, drop all them songs you want to drop. Blah, blah, blah. Like, basically, like...
You burnt out.
Yeah, like, do what you got to do.
Okay,
like,
I'm going to be over here on vacation. Like, yeah,
he
I'm
said
done
the
with
shit
this.
getting burnt out. It's burnt
You can
out.
tell by his tone.
That and there were like 3 separate lines on that song in itself where he was like...
Yeah, and I think that could also be a strategy. When I heard it the first time, I was like, oh, is this his way of kind of doing a psych type of thing? To make it look like this is done, Kendrick can relax, go shoot your Not Like Us video, go focus on that while I plot over here to make it look like I'm done. I could see that being a strategy. I thought he outright made it seem like, yo, I'm done with this. This was some fun exercise, which was a crazy line to me. Like...
Getting the pen working? Was a crazy line?
Yeah, it all of it felt nasty. This is what you asked for. And now you're like, oh yeah, I guess thanks for coming to the court. Like, I don't want to play anymore.
Like I said, I think the cadence of it is what was like, we're waiting for you, you drop, I drop, you drop, then you drop again. And it's like, because at some point you got to ask yourself, all right, are we supposed to just keep, how long is this supposed to keep? Like, you drop a record, I drop a record, you drop a record, you drop 2 records, I drop 2 records. How long are we supposed to do that?
Would you feel that way if it was flipped? Let's say Drake looked like the victor. Would you be like, well, yeah, it's over now?
No, I still would feel, because again, if we talking about a rap battle, this has been the most, like, we haven't seen records, I think, come like this.
Mainstream wise. Underground rap.
So it was kind of, well,
sure.
They do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
every
like,
other fucking hour. It's like, God damn.
Yeah. So it's like, this started to feel like that. And, you know, artists of Drake's Max was like, all right, I'm not going to entertain this book for so long. Like, what are we doing here? Like, so I think that was more so the feeling on Hard Part 6 was like, all right, man, like, I'm not going to keep, this isn't going to go on for another month and a half. Like, we're not going to do this for another month. Like, that's the feeling I got. Not, I'm waving a white flag, I give up. Like, I never got that tone from that record.
Let's go back to, I don't know, 2 months ago when it was the Cole, Kendrick, Drake possibility. And we all agreed that this was great because finally in rap, this will be a rap beef that won't go too far.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get hurt. It'll stay on wax. Like, what a perfect time in hip hop. 3 elites. No one's going to hurt anyone. Everybody knows what time it is. And then 2 days ago, Drake's house gets shot up. Do we think this has anything to do with the Kendrick and Drake beef? Or is this something else that was mentioned on Push-Ups and Family Matters?
I think this was, I'm not gonna dismiss it totally not having anything to do with the beef that's currently going on. Because the timing of it is just too, it's like, you gotta kind of think about that.
The Kendrick theory sounds very far-fetched.
Yeah, but I'm
very far-fetched.
But I can understand in the height of all of this how somebody would think that and throw that into the mix. Like, yo, could this be a part of this whole Kendrick Drake shit? I understand that.
Those are
I don't
the same
believe
people that think Biggie shot Tupac.
Right. Like, I'm not one of those people, but I can understand how easy it is for people to feel that way. I think that this was, just happened to be just a random somebody or some people. It's not hard to figure out where Drake lives if you're from Toronto. And I think they just drove by his crib and just shot at it.
I don't know.
I don't think this was anything deeper than that.
I feel like if like a stan or quote unquote clout chaser or someone along those lines would have made sure they filmed it so we knew they did it. I think only the crazy fan in this scenario would make sure that they could go to their stan account in that stan community and be like, yo, look what I did.
I'm the one that did that.
So that's where I think this has nothing to do with Kendrick or some crazed fan. not some John Lennon shit. Not trying to save Drake from his innocence.
Right.
I think it has a lot to do with an ongoing internal Toronto thing. I mean, we saw, and this is headline news, we're not breaking anything. Cash from XO's house was shot, last week in LA?
On the 29th of April.
Which who the fuck knows, because in the hills,
that
shit is crazy. It's happening all the time. So we don't know if that has to do with anything. But I can see this being more of a Toronto thing than it could ever be a Kendrick. Like, I don't think Kendrick, even though he said to Drake's mom, I hope he fucking dies. I don't really think Kendrick wants to harm him.
Yeah, no, I don't get that.
But
I'm not one of those people that's putting this on this beef thing. This is definitely something totally separate from that.
But let's speculate that it's an internal Toronto thing. We don't have to put names to anything at all. I'm asking you as a civilian, what stat is that you shot a security guard outside of a mega mansion? Like what type of stat are you getting?
Yeah, because you can't even talk about that stat. Like, who can you even tell that stat to?
And for what?
Yeah,
like you did nothing.
Yeah.
And prayers to that security guard. I heard he is doing much better.
Yeah.
But he probably has a family. He's not sitting there trying to get fucking shot.
Right. I don't think any of these gentlemen are trying to get shot.
Or even involved in this. I'm guarding Drake's house. It's my job.
Right.
Some petty back and forth shit. I had a crib.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found it a little weird. And granted, I don't know what happens behind the scenes. I know Toronto can get very fucking dicey in certain places and certain people.
Absolutely.
But come on, what are we doing? Just shooting people's security guards outside their mega mansion?
Yeah, this is where,
because of rap shit?
Right. Yeah, this is where, again, even though I don't think this has anything to do with the rap, the beef or the battle, but this is where things can quickly, the energy can change quickly and be like, oh shit, now this is something that we thought it wasn't going to be. You know what I mean? Like, you talking about somebody shooting up one of the biggest stars or shooting at one of the biggest stars in the world's house. Like, that's fucking insane in itself.
Can I give you my theory? And I don't want to put this on anyone at XO's jacket or anything like that, but we saw the theories online. Drake said you have no shooters, and then all of a sudden someone shot. Cool. Not anything that I'm bringing to the table. If this does disappear, I think that does give that theory a little bit more credence. That is a very wealthy neighborhood. There's a fucking Ring camera on every last block. I don't care if they got a stolen car, different plates. They're going to figure out who the fuck did that.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
And if it ties back to somebody specifically and it disappears, I think that's saying a lot. If we don't really hear from this and it doesn't end up being just some crazy kid that was just like, yo, let me go do this shit so everyone knows my name.
Yeah.
And there's some type of tie back to somebody else, to somebody else, to somebody else, to somebody else. I think we know who it came from. And I see it disappearing. I don't know if we're gonna get a bunch of. I don't think we're gonna get a bunch of answers.
I don't want shit to go that route. Like, I hope it's not. I hope it's not, because that now we just like, all right, like, we back to this type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I hope so. I hope it's not that.
Do you think it was Lucian Grange by himself?
Shot Drake's crib?
Listen, man, we found out in paperwork that Jimmy Henchman went by himself during a banquet to shoot up Tony Yayo's mom's house. Yeah. Anything is possible.
Yeah, but Lucian? Like, no.
Some of these execs do their own dirt.
Yeah, but Jimmy is a different type. He was doing that way before the music shit. Like, we ain't gotta talk about that.
Reading that paperwork was some of the craziest. Like, everyone knew there was a back and forth.
Yeah.
But when you read that paperwork from that snitch, they say, yeah, no, Jimmy left the banquet and say, yo, tell him I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then came back to the banquet.
Different type of guy, man.
But did you see the other theory, speaking of Lucian, of UMG trying to shut this down for Drake's sake, which I think this was debunked, but
yeah, it was.
We definitely can speculate that UMG is having a lot of conversations of where they want to go with it.
They're both UMG, right?
Yeah. Well, Kendrick is licensing, but
he's UMG.
Still UMG.
Yeah, I think I believe it. I can see why UMG would want to put it into this. Definitely.
I think they wanted to drag a little bit more because clearly it's profitable, but at what cost?
That's why I'm saying I definitely believe that UMG reached out to both parties and had a conversation. What that conversation was about, what it entailed, I don't know. But I think that UMG definitely, like, why wouldn't they? This is their business partners. Like, why wouldn't they want to intervene at some cost, whether it's just to kind of gauge what's happening, what's going on, like how long is this thing supposed to go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the energy? Is it turning into something else personal? Obviously, things are being said that can then turn into something else that UMG will probably have to get behind and try to like fix. So I think that somebody from UMG definitely reached out and had conversations. Now, whether or not they said, "Oh, stop," or "Yo, chill," or I don't think any of that. I think that UMG definitely reached out and had conversations with both parties to kind of just gauge this thing and understand exactly what's happening and how much longer is this supposed to go on.
I'm not even curious of what like the high execs are talking about. More so that for those that don't know, all the divisions of UMG ended up in one building because the music industry is minimizing as far as employees go. So I would just love to see the person that is working the Not Like Us record be like, we're about to bring it to radio. And then someone from the PR team at Republic is like, you're going to do what?
Right. Yeah.
We want to work a record that's going to kill another one?
Yeah.
No,